So tell me a little bit about your folks. And, this is Janelle and Larry, and obviously they do a lot of things together, but they've done a lot of really great stuff for other children that even aren't even their children. So what are your thoughts about all that? You've witnessed this.
I mean, I don't know even where to start because I've never not known them to be not generous. Even when we were growing up, and they didn't have the law firm. My mom was going to night school. It was always about giving to other people. So I don't know her any other way, and I don't know him any other way. This has all been, something that they've brought us all up to be around, and I think all of the kids have been, very into that way of life and giving.
Neat. Brian, your thoughts?
I came in about 18 years ago, and so I wasn't there in the beginning, but all I've seen is they've been giving all along. They've given a lot to Heather in her life, and so and they've given a lot to me as well. They brought me in as a son and really helped me along in my life and taught me a lot. So for them to see them given to other kids that really need it is just awesome.
Natural.
And natural.
Yeah.
Now they're doing this work with the CAN that I told you about. This the legal internship, which is now starting, and then the two other sessions that they've had with the etiquette program. What are your thoughts about their helping our kids?
Well, I think the etiquette program is right up my mom's alley. I wouldn't want to learn etiquette from anyone else other than Janelle, and she's, knows that. So I think that's a really good way for her to give back and teach these young women and men how to behave appropriately in society. And I also think that, Dad shows a lot in the way that he works and his work ethic, and I think that these kids have two amazing people they can look up to and trust.
And let's talk about, maybe Ryan, you talk about Larry and what he brings to the table in terms of bringing students here to the firm to teach them about the law and the different professions.
Well, he's always taught me you got to work for what you get, and I've never met anybody that works harder than him, and so I think he teaches an incredible amount of work ethic. So bringing the kids in, teaching them that you really need to work hard, and the harder you work, the more you're going to achieve. And so I know the CAN Academy definitely is geared towards teaching kids how to work and learn. So I think that he would work well with them.
What do you think? Anything else I didn't ask you that pertains to all of this? Any thoughts? Are you excited about your parents?
So honored and excited and proud of them.
I interrupted you. You start that.
No, I just know this is something that it doesn't surprise me that they would be involved with Dallas CAN, because when I was growing up, I did really poorly in school, and I didn't think I would succeed. And they were the ones that found the right place for me, and I ended up graduating college with honors because it took them years to figure it out with me, but I know that, that's something that they understand, and kids just deserve more than one chance. They deserve 2 or 3 because it's hard. Mm-hmm. It's hard for anyone to succeed. So I think these little extra boosts are important.
What do you think this could potentially mean to the students in the long run?
Change of life and a way of life, and a start of a new family tradition for them. In terms of teaching their children how to succeed and be better in life, which is where we need to work as a society. And for Texas,
there's a lot of kids that need help.
A lot.
It's a great place.
Being on the border and what we deal with as a state, I think the Dallas CAN is extremely important in helping these individuals get ahead in life and get where they can, be good providers.
Mm-hmm. Any thoughts, Ryan?
I couldn't have said it better. I think...
you know our students. You know
yes.
the kinds of students that come to Dallas CAN Academy because of your own work.
And,
yes. What do you think Janelle and Larry's influence, and your whole family now, your influence, what is that going to mean to these kids?
I think the kids will they have a better education. I mean, the educational system in Texas is kind of rough, and I'm glad to see that there's a really good academy that's teaching the kids and really working with them and taking kids that are struggling with their education and helping them get to the next level. And I'm glad that that's happening. And I know Janelle and Larry will provide their expertise and really help these kids get the education and the different areas that they're suffering on in their daily activities.
Awesome. Anything else?
No,
We're good?
just proud.
Yeah.
What's that?
I said I'm just proud. Very proud of them.
Yeah.
My parents.
Yeah.
Say it again.
I'm very proud of my parents. Extremely. Couldn't be
Yeah.
more honored to be a child.
I'm proud to call them mom and dad too.
Hey.
Yay!
Larry and Janelle have always had a passion for helping young children. They've always been involved in charities in and around the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, but they've always had a soft spot for the youth that hasn't had some of the advantages that they have been able to provide their own kids. So, you know, it's easy for some things that I may not have had to worry about as a child. You know, it's not beyond them that some kids don't have all those opportunities, and they have always strived to make sure other kids do. I didn't like that.
Alona, is that the way, am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yeah.
We have been amazed that Janelle and Larry have dived in to help our kids. I'm not going to put this in the video, but no other honorees have ever done that before.
Right.
You see their specialness,
Right,
correct?
right.
Tell me about that.
So Larry and Janelle have 6 kids, number one. Let's just talk about that. So they have a lot of experience dealing with children, and now that all of the children have grown, they're able to take all of their expertise and knowledge and give the Dallas Can Academy children those specific opportunities. And I think these kids are so lucky to have Larry and Janelle as people helping them, because what better individuals to help. I think I need to start over.
That's okay.
Okay.
Maybe you can start over.
Okay.
I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought you were rolling.
sorry. Okay. Start over.
I think I know what you're getting to. What better individuals to help. I mean, I know you don't want to seem condescending towards the kids or in any way.
Right.
What you're saying is that these kids have a real opportunity
Right.
to be able to be mentored
Yeah.
by Janelle and
That's where I was going.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Guidance.
Okay. So I'll start over if you don't mind
That's fine.
re-asking me the question, and I'll just start again.
I think it was the fact that Janelle and Larry have not offered to help, but they have dived in to really help the students at Dallas Can Academy.
Right. So Larry and Janelle have 6 kids, okay? And all kids have grown. Some kids have their own kids. And now Larry and Janelle really want to help out people who kind of are lacking the guidance maybe and want to succeed in life. And Larry and Janelle are able to mentor children, and they're able to give them specific knowledge, expertise, guidance in how to succeed and survive in the real world. It's hard. It's hard.
It is hard. Eric, what makes your parents do this? I mean, for others.
I wish I could give you a definitive answer on that. I believe that Larry and Janelle have just always had a passion for kids. They've always had a passion for doing what they can to better society.
Now let me stop you for just a second. I didn't mention this to you. Don't look at the camera.
Oh, okay.
Look at me.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
staring.
So
Okay.
what motivates? Yeah.
I was like,
I know. I was like, I think he's gonna move away, but let's. Okay.
No.
So what motivates your folks?
you know, I'm just thinking of what
That's
I want
okay.
to say.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to think of how to say that Larry grew up
I was just thinking that same thing.
with nothing, without, because I think Janelle had a nice upbringing. So I'm just trying to figure out how to convey the thoughts that.
Now, even though it's your mom and dad, do you want to call them Janelle and Larry? Do you feel comfortable?
I just say parents.
Okay.
Your dad. Tell me about your dad, because your mom did tell me a little bit about Larry's bringing up in New York, right?
Yeah, well, Larry was born in Brooklyn and grew up in Queens. You know, he grew up in a 2-bedroom apartment with his 3 sisters. He was the only boy in the family, and his parents. And listen, Larry worked. Larry didn't have anyone to teach him and guide him and mentor him into his foray into the real world. And you know, Larry worked very hard to come from, I don't want to say nothing, but from, you know, a place where not a lot of people get out of. And I think he is able to take those experiences and use them as a tool to teach other kids who may not be in the best position or may not be in as good of a position as others to succeed, and use those tools to provide these youthful children, an opportunity to succeed. And I think there's no better person to teach these kids than Larry.
Great. Anything else I didn't ask you that you wanted to say?
I think my in-laws have a heart of gold, and they just love helping people. And the Dallas Can Academy is just a great place for them to be able to kind of pour out what they have and give people opportunities that wouldn't otherwise maybe have those opportunities. And you know, with the internship program that they've provided at the firm, with the skills, with the etiquette class that Janelle holds, you know, everything that they do is pure and just good for others. And they don't think about themselves, they think about others.
Perfect.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. You're done.
Good.
Was there anything else you wanted to say?
Was that enough?
That
or
was great.
Is it
I'm gonna
awkward?
piece- you'll see. This
Okay.
is all going to be like a puzzle.
Okay.
And now that you brought up your dad, I'm going to ask somebody else to talk about your dad so he can compliment. We'll build a little
Perfect.
story.
Love
Okay.
it.
We're building a
You want me to say anything about the Can Academy?
Huh?
You want me to say anything about the Can Academy?
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We still rolling?
Yes.
Okay. Eric, what would you like to say?
I've only been involved in the Can Academy. I looked right in the camera. Starting over. I've only been involved with the Can Academy for a short amount of time, but it's really amazing the difference. It's really amazing. Let me start over. I've only been involved in the Can Academy for a very short amount of time, but meeting these kids and seeing the difference, just being in a different environment, has on them, the impact that has on them is truly amazing. And you know, I'm very excited about Larry and Janelle being honored by the Can Academy. I think it's a wonderful organization. I think it does wonderful things for children that otherwise would not have this opportunity. And all the kids I've met are great kids. And you know, for the Can Academy to provide them with the opportunities that it does, I think is wonderful. And you know, the fact that Can Academy's been around for so long and impacted thousands of kids, I really am excited about this honor that my parents are receiving, and I'm excited about our future as a firm and individuals participating with the Khan Academy. And we look forward to hopefully impacting and changing as many lives as Larry and Janelle have.
What do you think about your parents? Well, let me talk about your dad first. Your dad grew up in New York in a 2-bedroom apartment, I understand, and kind of jump forward, with all of this that your folks do to help others. Do you think your dad gets some of that just because of his upbringing?
I do. That's a good question about how my dad grew up, because I think that motivates him not only in his daily life, in his profession himself, but I think that's part of his motivation to help others, give back, and take a kid who he sees maybe who has a circumstance not exactly the same as his, but a kid who doesn't have everything, wasn't given the silver spoon, the opportunity to do better and get out of where they're at,
Mm-hmm. So it motivates him, you think?
I think that motivates him, to help some other kid achieve whatever he wants to achieve.
Very good. Excellent. Okay. And Brian, what do you think about all the things that your folks do for others?
I think it's great. I think what they do for others is a testament to the true heart of what their foundation. I mean, they've got 6 kids, they've raised 6 kids, and they want to continue to raise more kids and help as many kids as they can. And it goes, once 6 kids are out of the house, let's bring in 6 more. And I think it's a testament to the love that they have for the community and to helping others and to helping less fortunate people in a less fortunate ideal situation come up and try to do better with their lives and give them opportunities that maybe they would not get anywhere else.
Nice. Very nice. Jason, what do you think about the work that your folks are doing for Dallas Khan Academy students?
I think it's great. I think the work they're doing for the Khan Academy is wonderful. I see it every day as we have here at the law firm, we have some Khan Academy students who are excited to be here at the firm working with us and having the opportunity that they didn't think they would ever get. And they're here every day with a smile on their face, and we encourage them to ask us questions and seek our guidance on anything.
Pretty cool stuff, huh?
And it's neat, and it's very heartwarming to see them here and work with them. And
What do you think, Brian, of Dallas Khan Academy's honoring Janelle and Larry?
I think Dallas Khan Academy honoring my mother and father is. Well, let me start that over. Can we start that over?
Sure, absolutely, no problem.
I think Dallas Khan Academy honoring mom and dad is an experience that they will not take lightly. They will go full throttle on it. They will take it and run with it and do whatever they can to make the Dallas Khan Academy proud and to further these kids' lives and to make it better.
Nice, awesome, cool. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. We're good.
Is that it?
Yeah.
okay.
Tell me how the Friedmans helped you.
How did the Friedmans help me? It's difficult to explain that without a little bit of context. Larry and Janelle took me in when I was in high school, when I was a junior in high school. My mom died suddenly, very unexpectedly, and my dad was having a difficult time grieving. My brother was at SMU and left to join the Marine Corps. So basically, relatively overnight, I went from having sort of a normal North Dallas family to sort of trying to figure out how to do things on my own. And my dad really needed help figuring out what to do with me, with my mom gone. And Larry and Janelle came into my life through a friendship that my mom had. And quite frankly, they just saw where I was and what I needed. And Janelle stepped in and said, hey, you know, come live with us and give me a family, which it's sort of like I lost my family overnight. And then relatively quickly or soon after that, I met the Friedmans, and they just knew what I needed. So
How do you feel about that?
Which part?
About them helping you?
You know, I've had a lot of years now to really sort of appreciate the many blessings in my life. It was a very, very difficult time, and they're some of the best memories I have during that time, because I just feel grateful and appreciate them stepping in. And you know, some people felt bad or they pitied me, but the thing is, the Friedmans stepped in and they did something, and they did the right thing, and they saw what that was, and they didn't hesitate. And that set an example for me. I think that set, you know, it set them apart from a lot of other people that I thought would have been there for me, but they're the ones that really stepped in because they knew the right thing to do, and they did it. And I'm grateful for that.
They just seem to have such a long history of helping others in need.
They do. I just remember living in the household, watching them raise so many kids, and Janelle always just seemed to sort of recognize what people needed and be there for them in a way that it's just a gift. It's a gift to watch.
What do you think about us honoring them?
I'm excited. I'm excited for Janelle. I'm excited for Larry. And you know, sometimes I think lawyers get a bad rap, and I love to see that you know, they're being appreciated for the things that they do that a lot of people wouldn't know about or see. And most people have no idea about my history during that time period, because I'm sort of in the you know, in the rare category of on the surface had everything that I needed, right? And so people never look below the surface or question what was going on during that time period, because you know, we were a successful family, had everything going for me, I was an athlete. So they didn't know what was going on at home, or they didn't know the struggles that we were dealing with after Mom died. And so Larry and Janelle really got to know me well enough to see and recognize those things where a lot of people just ignored them. So the fact that Janelle, as a mother, could really sort of sense into my struggle as a girl, as a teenage girl who just lost their mom. And you know, it's something that I don't really understand how she knew, but she just recognized that, and that's a gift. And the fact that her husband, too, supported her in that, and just, you know what I mean, they worked it as a unit. There was no hesitation. Do you know what I mean? It was just like they just knew what to do. It's a big commitment to take on someone.
Okay, awesome. Okay, we're good. We're really excited to be honoring the two of you. And the more I find out about you, the more I just get chills because of everything that y'all have done over the years for a lot of people, and particularly children. What motivates you to do so much for others?
Well, for me, it's my own children that motivate me. We have been very fortunate to be able to provide for our children the way we wanted to. And seeing other children that don't have what we provide for our kids motivates me to the max.
And this is not something you do 1 year or 2 years. You all have done this for decades. I mean, you know, Mickey and Kimberly and all of the other, you know, young people that you've helped. What do you get? What do you get from doing all of this?
It's just such a pleasure for me. I love to see kids happy. And it's just such a pleasure. And if I hear about a child that needs help, it's always in my heart to help them.
What do you think about the children that you've met that attend Dallas Can Academies?
Oh my gosh, when I first went to Dallas Can, called me to come and be honored for this, and I was so pleased. And I thought, well, let me just go down and see what Dallas Can is, because I didn't even know. And I really didn't know what to expect. And when I walked in, and the kids are just so welcoming, and they are all so bright and so wonderful, and so happy to be getting an education, that I fell in love with the school.
Any one particular kid or multiple kids that have kind of tugged at your heart? Well,
we have one of the children here that did our intern program that also did my etiquette class at the school, and I fell in love with him. And he works for the firm now, and I'm trying to inspire him to start college and go forward, and I'm just crazy about him.
Yeah. Larry, what are your thoughts about what you've been involved with your wife and your family? I mean, this has been a lot of years of giving back to the community.
A couple of things. Number one, Janelle and I like to do things together. So we've chosen to give back to our community. Number two, we've decided to set a good example for our children. And we want our children not only to be well educated and well mannered themselves, but we want them to know that as they become successful, that they owe a debt to their community to give back. And they do. And they participate in other charities and organizations that they're interested in. So it was important to us to set a good example for our children. And then we've decided that living is giving. You know, we've been, everybody's subject to different environments. Everybody has different opportunities. And we've worked hard, we've been lucky, we've been successful, and we've been fortunate enough to be able to share our success with others. We think the best place to make an impact is with kids, because we think that every kid we can help becomes a success story. They can live, they can thrive, they can build a family, they can get jobs, they can pay taxes, and then they can help others. So it's like planting a tree. We watch them grow, and we feel good about it when we see them every day.
What do you think about the kids that you work with in the legal internship program? We're going to be taking some video of you all in a few minutes here. And
yeah.
What's going on with that?
Well, it's a great opportunity to open their eyes. Many of these young people haven't had an opportunity to work in an office, haven't had an opportunity to see a lawyer, doesn't know what a lawyer does. Frankly, when I started law school, I didn't know a lawyer, I didn't know what a lawyer did. And everything was eye-opening to me, and I remember that. So if we can give these youngsters a head start and show them things that they've never seen before, give them options and opportunities. This is what paralegals do. This is what court reporters do. This is what environmental lawyers do. This is what healthcare lawyers do. It's not just being Perry Mason, cross-examining witnesses. You can be a real estate lawyer. You can be a probate lawyer. You can be a tax lawyer. There's so many things you can do in the law that we have an opportunity to open eyes and offer opportunities and alternatives to young people that they didn't know existed.
What have been your thoughts about the kids that attend Dallas Can Academies? What are your thoughts about the kids?
I think the Can Academy is a tremendous organization. There are youngsters, young people who have faced real challenges in their life. And whether it be financial challenges or family challenges or drugs, alcohol, or other things that need special attention. And these aren't necessarily bad kids. These are people who just face bad opportunities or bad challenges. And they don't have people that reach out to them. So Can Academy reaches out and kind of specializes in bringing them in the fold, making sure they get a high school education, which is the minimum threshold to survive in this world, and then attempts to train people, educate them, and bring them into a college environment. And they've been very successful in that regard.
I want to go back to what you said in the beginning, is that And I totally get it when you say, I didn't know what goes on at Dallas Can Academies. I didn't know before I started working there.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts about that?
I had no idea, and what struck me most is these kids want to learn. They want an education, and Dallas Can offers that to them. What I learned most in doing the etiquette program is that they really have never been in an environment to, make themselves better, to help themselves. And we thought the intern program would show them, give them a little bit of a taste of work, whether it be working under a secretary, a file clerk. There's so many more avenues in a law firm than just being a lawyer. The staff provides tremendous support for our lawyers, and without our staff, the lawyers couldn't do what they do. So it gives them a little piece of work ethic and work under our supervision.
And tell me a little bit more about the etiquette program. What is it? What are you doing with that?
So Dallas Can picks about 10 or 12 students that they feel really would benefit from this program. And I go in and I teach them how to interview for a job, what are the right and wrong things to do, most of them have, don't know about setting a table or what fork to eat with. And so I teach them all forms of etiquette, and they eat it up. They just love it.
You take them to some pretty nice restaurants.
We do. We take them at the end. We do one lunch, and for graduation, we do a dinner. And it's really exciting to see them. They just sparkle.
Give me an idea of where you've taken them.
Well, we've had partners with this. Mercury is one. We've done Bistro 31. And
Start that over again.
Yes, okay. We've partnered with many restaurants. Mercury has been a great partner for us. Bistro 31 has partnered with us. And also Macero has partnered with us.
And these kids are just, one of them said to me, I'm fine eating at McDonald's. I don't need to go to a restaurant. But once they get involved.
When they have a taste of this wonderful food and the great place settings and learn what fork to use, what spoon to use, it's life-changing for them.
But it's more than just teaching them how to use a fork and a knife. You're bringing speakers in too, right? Yes,
we bring speakers in, and in our intern program also, every time they come, they end up with lunch, and one of the lawyers comes and speaks to them.
One thing I want to ask, changing subjects here, I want to ask you about Kimberly and Mickey.
Yes.
Why? Why did you do all of that for them?
Well, Mickey, we actually met through a charity organization. We were doing a charity in December for Wednesday's Child. And we met Mickey in Wednesday's Child program. And we fell in love with her. She was just a brilliant child and wanted so much and saw a great future. And when she spoke to us that day at Wednesday's Child, we both just fell in love with her. She wanted to be a lawyer, and she had just finished high school when we met her, and we fell in love. And if you meet her, there's no way you can't fall in love with Mickey.
Yeah, she's great, and she struggled with even being a lawyer. And I know she worked really hard at that.
Yes.
And, to be an assistant city attorney now.
She's an assistant DA, and she spent Thanksgiving with us in California last week, and listening to her stories, it just makes me so proud of her.
Neat. What are your thoughts, Larry, about helping Kimberly and Mickey?
We were raising money for Wednesday's Child, and Janelle did a fabulous job. I think she set the record for the annual event in terms of raising the most money. And we met Mickey at that event. And Mickey is just a special young lady, and very bright, very ambitious, and had a lot of presence, and very articulate. And Mickey talked to us about what her dreams were, graduating college and perhaps going to law school. And we were just taken by Mickey right at the beginning. And I knew we could help her. I knew we could help her. And I didn't know if anybody else could help her. So we kind of took Mickey under our wings and helped her soar. But make no doubt about it, I mean, we opened doors for Mickey, but Mickey did it herself. I mean, she worked hard to graduate college, and she worked hard to get through law school. And we were there to help her, academically, financially, but it was Mickey that made it all the way to the end. It was her drive. We attended her graduation. We watched her walk across the stage, and that gave us chills to see our young lady make it all the way across the stage and carry her diploma to the end. We stayed with her while she took and passed the bar examination, and then through her first employment with the city of Dallas. And that's an achievement. I mean, that's where you can see your investment grow.
And we were lucky enough to give her a wedding we weren't able to attend because my father had just passed away, which we were very sad about that, but she's so happy.
Yeah, she's told me, yes.
Now with Kimberly came to us through the high school, the kids' high school. Her mother had just passed away with
Sudden death.
Sudden aneurysm, brain aneurysm. And the school had contacted us, and I guess they thought one more kid wouldn't matter in our household. And we took her in, and she lived with us for 2 years through her high school years. And she's turned out to be a great kid.
Great young lady.
Great young lady, yeah, she's a lady now, woman now.
The people that you helped when you were raising your own, the people that you've helped over the years, and the kids that you're helping now, you know, there's this thread that kind of has run through your life of helping kids that really are, you know, you'd say down and out, whatever it is, impoverished, kids who really face challenges, like you said. You get it. I mean, you get it. You obviously get it. What do you think about being honored? I think there's probably a lot of organizations that would love to thank you in this way, but what do you think about being the honorees for Dallas Can Academies this coming year?
It's too much. You know, we don't do this to be honored. We do this to help the kids.
Right.
And if it would motivate others to be honored, then they should honor someone else. You know, our motivation is to see these kids thrive and flourish and do good and become who they can become. So we're humbled, and I mean, we're grateful.
So one of your sons said, you know, lawyers often don't get a lot of praise, but you all deserve a lot of praise for all the things you've done. I mean, your kids really are a great reflection.
Yeah, our kids are well educated and have good manners, if nothing else.
And what do you think, Janelle, about?
You know, when you first called me, I thought, I don't know if I want to do this, because like Larry said, we don't do it to have our name out there or be honored, or we do it because we want to do it. We care about the kids and we care about the Dallas community. So for us to be honored we're honored by it and thrilled, but that's not why we do it.
My college called me to honor me as an alumni at the annual alumni function. And I said, no, probably not me. I said, you know, pick somebody more prominent. And they said, well, okay, you know, maybe sometime in the future. Then the next day they called Janelle, and she said, yeah, that'd be great.
You know who to invite.
Right, exactly.
You amazed me, because we've never had an honoree do that, as far as I know. Bring her in for the tour. Come back a second time so we can formally ask for you all, if you all would be our honorees. And yeah, sure, okay. Now, what are the dates we're going to start setting up this program? I mean, I always tell people, you didn't walk into helping our kids, you dived into helping our kids. And I just think it's amazing because I don't think any of our honorees have ever done that before. And so we're so grateful that you care. You know.
We call her the amazing Janelle.
I'll tell you, I walked into that school, I didn't know what to expect. And I really thought I was going to walk out and come back to work. And I was so impressed by the kids. They sold me. And I wanted to do more.
You see their challenges up close.
Yes.
You know what they're facing. Give me an idea of what you see.
I see kids that have been dealt a bad hand. I see kids that want to aspire. I see kids that want the education. I see kids that want to improve their life. And all they need is support. And we want to be there and give it to them.
Now, I don't know how much you know about Marquez reading and FIE, Fierstein's instrumental enrichments that we use, the reading and the thinking processes that are the key components of how our kids learn.
Right.
Any thoughts about any of that? You know much?
Those are very important programs. And I think the development of reading, the development of thinking is instrumental. But in addition to that, what's important is to motivate these young people and instill an ambition in them to become something. And it doesn't have to be a doctor, it doesn't have to be a lawyer, it doesn't have to be a dentist. It has to be something. And as we told our kids growing up, you don't have to be a lawyer, you don't have to be a doctor, but you have to be something. You don't have the alternative of being nothing. And I think that's what we've tried to instill in the young people that we've been involved with. You have to be something. You just can't be nothing. Because in order to be successful in this world, you have to have something to do, something you like, something that you're motivated to do, something you want to do every day when you get up in the morning.
In my etiquette class, I constantly, probably every single class, I tell them education is powerful. You want to change your life? Keep in school, keep going. And they really listen.
Yeah, yeah. And they love you to death.
I love them.
So when are we going to get you on a tour?
Soon.
Larry, you need to get on a tour. Anything else I didn't ask you that you wanted to say?
We're good.
We, I think we just really...
It's all about Janelle. Janelle
Well-
leads the way. She's the family motivator. She manages the family, she manages the law firm, she manages me.
He's my biggest management. I get all my management skills managing him.
People talk about me or my success, and I say, it's all because I'm under good management. Janelle Friedman.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Stephanie.